the apocalypse comes, beat me.
Okay, slay. Kind of slay that it's recording.
She really says that. So she very
She
cunty.
said it cunty.
Yeah, she
I
really
know.
did, right? Recording in progress.
It's giving Trixie.
Yeah, it's giving businesswoman.
It's
Exactly.
giving business.
Speaking of
Okay.
business, it's time we get down to business. In every generGAYtion, a podcast is born. We are your slay slems. I'm Chase.
I'm Beyza. Yes, queen.
I am new to Buffy. Beyza is a super fan of Buffy, and we are starting our season 2 watch. And I have to say, I'm getting closer and closer to you on the super fan
coming
spectrum. Do not come.
Do not come. I love that for you, and I love that for me because I love to bother you about Buffy. So that's
no,
good.
it's like I can tell I'm becoming a fan because like I was gonna watch this episode just sort of like while washing the dishes. Oh no, I was gonna take a shower and wash my dishes.
Not your dirty dishes. Watching Buffy.
I was gonna take a shower and watch it, and then I was like, I started the episode, I turned on the water, and then I turned off the water, and I was like, no, I have to sit down and watch this. And that's when you know I like something because I'm like, no, I actually just want to give it my undivided attention because it makes me feel good and I like it a lot.
So
Versus,
you sat
like,
on the couch with your dirty dishes out.
when nothing but me and my dirty
and
dishes.
You didn't ask me to come. Okay.
Do not come.
Do not come. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So that's where
I'm so excited to get into season 2. I think this might be your favorite season. And I will say that not as a way to disencourage you from loving seasons 3 through 7.
Yeah.
But because this season is very Shakespearean, and I feel like other Buffy fans who may be listening know that. And I know that wets your little whistle. So
yeah, Willie shakes, wets my whistle.
Yeah.
Willie shakes, wets my whistle. Willie shakes, wets my whistle.
He dirties your dishes. So speaking of you being bad,
yes,
we're talking about when she was bad.
When she was bad.
When they were bad, when Slay were bad. Which was released on September 15th, 1997 on the WB network.
Oof.
And she worked.
And she worked that net.
She worked the net. And and we see Xander and Willow in the cemetery, of course, as usual.
Of course,
girls being girls in the cemetery.
Making Star Wars jokes.
Did that dirty your dish?
It dirtied
a little bit? Just a
little bit? Enough. It dirtied it enough. I had to at least wash my hands. I don't know where this is going.
The bit must stop. The bit must stop. Yeah, and summer's coming to a close, kind of sad, especially when you're high school, it's coming to a close. And Willow and Xander are commenting on the quiet summer in Sunnydale since they buried the master in the graveyard. And they kind of have a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Heard of it. They look like they're gonna have a little smoochy coochie. And as they're about to kiss, a little vamp appears behind Willow.
Well, the vampire jump scares never end. That was like the first thing I thought of. I was like, Star Wars reference, and then a jump scare with the vampire. And I don't know if those will ever end. Because they're funny. To me, they're not funny. They're not scary. They're just like funny. But maybe they're supposed to be both.
I feel like they're not scary, but hey, everyone has a different scare level.
That's, you know what?
And we have to be inclusive.
Yes, exactly. We respect you wherever you are on your scare level.
And we respect your pronouns.
Especially hers.
Her pronouns. She's pronouns. Xander tries to, fight this little baddie off and he's hanging on a thread. Until Miss B shows up. Miss B is back. The B is back. And she dusts the vamp and she turns to her friends and she's like,
Miss me? That was iconic. It was such a good, it was just such a perfect reintroduction to her. I loved it.
I know. And I do think even in these first few moments, we kind of see she's still Buffy, but like something seems a little off with her,
Mhm,
like very early
mhm.
on. And I think, yeah,
Which is what that is like one of my favorite parts about this episode is because I remember when we watched season one finale, I was like, I hope they like lean into this. And I was like, I hope
yeah,
they don't do because sometimes like when a show comes back for a new season, it just kind of is like a soft reset. You know what I mean? And some shows don't really acknowledge where the character was right
yeah,
before at the end of the previous season. So I just love that this whole episode was sort of like a wrap up of season one. It wasn't necessarily just the start of season two. It was a wrap up of season one. We're still
yeah,
processing. I just loved that. Loved it.
yeah, yeah. And I think it really gives, and I mean, this is like the first 2 minutes of the episode, and I already have so much to say, but I
I
think it
know.
really gives, it like shows SMG's like her like the amount of dynamic she brings to this character, and
100%.
also like how much care is put into her character
Yep.
by just not having everything kind of brushed aside and like having her just move on,
Yep.
which happens, in the show here and there, but like I don't know, it's a lot in a moment,
I
it's a lot
agree.
in a moment.
I
Yeah,
agree. It's a lot, mom. It's a loaded mom.
it is a loaded moment.
I agree. Do you know who else is getting delightfully fleshed out for me? Is Miss
Miss
Cordy. Because she wasn't,
Cordy.
remind me if I'm wrong, but she didn't have like a title card in the opening intro in season one, did she? Because she has one. They say
I don't
Charisma Carpenter in the season two intro, and I don't remember saying that in season one, but maybe I
I'd
missed
have
it.
to I'd have to look back. I don't know if she was part of them. Maybe she was. I actually don't remember. I would
Because
have
now
to
they
look, but
like
I think she did.
it might have had her name, but like they like really have like a
A
Cordelia
moment. Yeah.
moment, right? In the theme in
Yeah.
the opening theme, which I really was like so excited to see.
Definitely. Yeah. And we'll be reintroduced to Cordy in a minute.
Oh,
Before that, Buffy's kind of explaining to her friends that she was in Los Angeles. I mean, they knew that, but we are learning that as the audience that she was in. We are learning that
we
that
are
she
learning that she
oh fuck me.
fuck
We
me.
are I was ready for Buffy season 2. I was not ready for HH season 2 because this is we are really we're here. We're here.
We're here.
I also feel like whenever we record on Zoom, I'm just like it's too uncanny for me.
It is. It's very weird.
It's
It's like
very
this.
weird.
It's very dystopian interpersonally between the two of us to be doing this.
It
And
is.
for the record, the only reason we are doing this is because we're recording another episode after this in which we are having a wonderful guest on. So we just
Yes.
figured, let's just record both today on Zoom.
Yeah, and
So
you know what? Let's never do this again.
okay, that sounds great. I miss daunting you. I miss seeing you. Where's the? Can you show me the steak? Can I
I'm
see
not
the
getting
steak?
up. It's over there.
Okay. You know what? Fair.
We
Respect
can't
that.
pass it back and forth, so there's no point to it.
No, well, I would like to see it in your hand.
Right.
But it's nice to have a little bit of like want, you know what I mean, while I record. It keeps me
Yeah. I'm
on my
keeping
edge
you
of my
at
seat.
bay. Yeah, I'm keeping you at
Mm.
bay. I'm also not doing the tarot card because it's like right over there and I can't do it.
Well, you can
But
point at it, so that's the main thing, right?
something to look forward to next time. So yeah, the girls are girling and they're talking about their summer, and Buffy, like we said, is like the vibes off. The vibes are not
Yes.
vibing. And she says she's like in no hurry to see Giles, which that hurts.
It
That
hurts, doesn't
hurts.
it hurt? I
It
kind of was like,
hurts.
damn,
I
Buffy. But also
know.
I was like, well, to each their own.
Yeah.
She's having an experience, and
She
I want to honor that.
it's the trauma. I mean, yeah, I think she's yeah, clearly her mom and her dad realized too how uneasy she's been
I know that was so sad, but so
even
real.
after a shopping spree.
I know, and he's just like, I'll buy you anything you want. Just like open up, like feel better. Like it's giving teenage. It's giving teenage
It's
years.
also giving child of divorce. Like it's very
Oh yeah.
like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, then we end up in school
Wait, before
and
we do, she asks them if they wear like she's like, oh yeah, without so much as like a cross necklace on. And I'm like, what did you think that like you would buy a cross necklace?
yeah.
I'm not particularly inclined towards religious paraphernalia. That being said, if I spent a whole school year fighting vampires, I would invest in a cross necklace, and I'd wear it every day.
I would kind of wear one now. Is
Yeah,
that like
I'd wash my
bad?
dishes with it. Yes. No.
Right.
Maybe we are we gonna enter our cross necklace era?
Wait,
I kind of
I'm
love that
down.
for us. I'll do it.
I'm actually down. We have to find a good quality one though.
Yeah, we have to
Like,
find like a high quality and also like distinct,
yeah.
distinctly
Well,
queer.
Buffy,
Queer cross.
we have to reclaim the queer cross. Buffy,
It's our cross to carry.
oh lordy.
Lordy. Oh lordy.
But Buffy does have a moment with a cross necklace later on that tickled the
notes.
dishes. Yeah, tickled. It tickled. So we're at school and Principal Snyder expresses his utter disgust. Like, this is some teachers though. Like, I had teachers in high school
100%.
who, like, nobody asked you to
Nope.
be a teacher.
Nope.
God bless every other teacher who is not a fucking asshole just for the sake of being an asshole to kids who don't have any power, who is literally Principal Snyder. But like, I hate this man. He is just, but he's also super funny, so I forgive.
Yes, I definitely like laughed and like kind of scoffed at it for a second. I was like, who's like this? But then I was like traumatized
A lot.
and I was like, oh, Mrs. Zip was like that.
Mr.
Mrs. fucking
Schmidt.
Zip was
Mr.
Mrs.
Schmidt,
Zip,
you're a fucking
it's on
bitch.
site. It's on fucking
It is
site.
on fucking
I
site.
swear to God, like I'm not holding back anymore. I will put your name out there, Mrs. Zip. You are a problem. You are a detriment to children. Like, it is.
Fuck you, Miss Bills.
She would fucking talk shit about me to my classmates.
Okay, but the way you're actually Buffy, kind of good.
Oh my God, what? Say
Yeah.
it again. Let me turn on dirty my
Turn it
dishes,
up.
Beyza.
Oh no.
All right, well, Schmidt and Zip, it's on site. We will be sending cease and desists to your careers.
To your careers,
shortly.
yeah, absolutely. But you know who we're not sending a cease and desist letter to?
Cordy. Oh, Giles.
Giles. Giles is the teacher.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just so excited to talk about Cordelia.
Cordy is mother. That's the
Cordy
difference.
is mother. Yes, absolutely.
So Snyder is just babbling and Giles is just not there. He sees Jenny and his dishes get dirty a little bit. And then he finds the gang and Xander calls him G-Man, which I didn't know I needed that.
I was gonna say could be a kink. That's exactly what I was gonna say. 100%. And I just love he's like he's so like the throwaway of don't ever call me that again. I was like, oh.
But like, if he's G-Man, is his house like the G-spot?
Bro, all I'm saying is that he meant don't call me that in school halls.
Right.
You can call him that anywhere else.
At his house at the G-spot.
At his house at the G-spot and in the stacks.
Of course, in the G stacks. Yes, of course.
In the G stacks.
Of course, babes, of course. So Buffy tries to hide the fact that she's not happy to see him and explains that although they have closed the Hellmouth, the mystical energy still attracts evil forces to the town. And he asks Buffy to resume her training after school, but is unnerved at how eager she is to get started.
Mm-hmm. I have to say, one of my favorite lines of this episode was, I think you can get a little more volume if you speak from the diaphragm, because Willow just like blurts it out in front of like the entire school.
Yes.
It was like the perfect amount of like sarcasm where it's not too much sarcasm, it's not too little. It's like shut up.
Was it Willow or was it Cordy? Or no, it was Willow.
No, it's like, yeah, Willow. But there's like another moment where this happens too, where they try to like gaslight Cordy into like thinking like doesn't even happen because she will be so loud about it.
Listen, Cordy is like nasty, but they can like Buffy is mean to her in this episode.
I know, and she has
kind of
every right to do. No, literally, this episode is like the embodiment of I believe in women's wrongs. Like she has every right to do every fucking thing she does. She has a hall pass for this whole episode for me. And I at first like there was like a halfway point with like her journey where I was like, maybe she is going a little bit too much. But then I was like, no, she's not. I was like, she's actually not. She has every right.
And that's interesting you bring that up because later on in the show, especially in seasons like 6 and 7, the fandom conversation is very interesting about Buffy and like how she acts as a leader and like taking sides and this and that. So it's definitely something to keep in mind.
I look forward to keeping it in my mind.
You shall. Um, and while practicing slaying, Buffy has a vision of the master and begins wailing on a dummy. And she declares very H-wordingly that she's prepared for whatever comes next. I love it. I know she's traumatized, like my poor traumatized baby, but
Right.
I love it.
No, 100% I love it. And also, I think it just gives me Daphne vibes, which I love. It just gives me that
Yes.
moment where like that guy, the wrestler's like, me? And he gets
Yes,
kicked through the thing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, very that.
Yeah.
Also the next day, Willow says that she basically says she has a wet dream about Xander.
It was a lot. But that was a dream.
It was a dream.
So, well, let's clear this up. So Buffy is having a dream that Willow's having a wet dream about Xander. We can forget the last part. The point is Buffy's having a dream about Willow.
Right. What does it mean?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, yeah, so it's all a dream. And Buffy also dreams of being killed by the master dressed as Giles, which is like so many layers.
Oh my God. The Freudian.
There's a lot in that dream.
There's
a lot happening.
There is.
And we have the first appearance from Mr. Angel, Mr. Stacks himself.
Oh my God.
Of the episode. And he's in the window trying to warn Buffy about the Anointed One who has been trying to like gather up his
I didn't
army.
expect that little
bitch
David Dobrik to be around still. Like he's still there, and it's good.
He's Coconut Head he is Coconut
Head for sure.
He's very that. And Buffy kind of brushes Angel off as usual and he says he missed her and leaves before she does anything. That
rewound.
got me.
It got me, right?
That got me.
I rewound and watched it 3 times because the way that she's just like, oh my God, it's just so relatable. It's like that thing where it's like you're in that situation, then like you're like, well, I'm not going to say that. And you're like, well, I kind of want to say that. And it's like, I'm not going to say that. Like, well, fuck it, I'll just say it. And then by that time,
I know,
too late, and he's gone, and she's just like, and the delivery again, Sarah Michelle Gellar, the acting, the way that she literally is able to still like the missed you. It was like so good.
I know. Yeah, it's pain. It's just pain, and she does it so well. The next day, Scooby's run into Cordy. Come on, Cordy. Who is oblivious to the idea of keeping Buffy's Slayer identity a secret, and Buffy's being harsh, but like I kind of live.
I do.
Like, I love seeing them mean to each other. I don't know if that's like a thing I should work out in therapy,
or it's a thing you should work out. Washing your dishes.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
I think that's a great idea. I do love their outfits in this scene. I don't know if you remember them. Yes. I have a picture. I actually like all of their outfits. Like Buffy's wearing this like white tank top and like green or silver, I can't really tell. Pants that look really good. She looks hot in this outfit.
Her hair, all of it.
Everything. Yes. And even Xander looks kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie.
He looks good. He got that season 2 treatment. Yeah.
He did. Yeah, he's looking filled out in his body. And I'm like, okay, Slay.
And okay, I noticed.
I did notice. And Willow has like a cute little dress on. It's just those outfits are like very them. I don't know. It feels very like, I love the costume design in this episode. Yeah. But yeah, then it's later on at the Bronze and
Wait,
Xander
really quickly.
I'm
sorry, I have to give my Cordelia line. I love this.
I
just love how she's like. First of all, I love how they start kind of like gaslighting her into thinking that nothing ever happened for a second.
Yes,
which I was
full gaslighting.
Full. Like, what are you talking about, Cordelia?
The gaslighting Scooby gang, literally.
It was amazing. And then on top of that, I love how she was like, it wasn't like, you think I would tell people there's vampires because like they're not going to believe me. They're going to think I'm weird. She doesn't say that. She says, you think I'd tell people I hung out with you 3? It was like so good.
And she said it with her full chest. She was like,
really did.
She fully believed that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Nothing but respect for her.
Absolutely.
And yes, Xander and Willow are later on at the Bronze and like kind of trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with Buffy. Oh. And Willow tries to recreate that little ice cream moment that they had in the beginning of the episode.
It's so uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable. And Xander is just like fully not paying attention to her
I know.
when Buffy walks in. It's just like,
It's so sad. It's so sad. And I'm like, just
It's
go
just-
date women. Just go date women is how I feel about it.
well, and it's hard because it's like we've all been that person where like you
Yeah.
like someone so much and they just are, it's convenient for them. It's so like, it's such a
Yeah.
relatable like high school thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that moment hurts. And I'm like, how can you like not like Willow? Like that
No,
blows
she's
my mind.
the smartest and the nicest, the kindest. She's funny as hell. She also gets like my favorite moments are when Willow like puts some sauce on something. You know, she like
Yeah.
really gets like into it, and she kind of has a line in a little bit where she's like, stop saying that. God, what's wrong with you? And I'm like,
Yes.
Willow, I love that side of Willow.
Our girl can be
Okay.
a little feisty.
She can put them up.
She can put them up. So meanwhile, the Anointed One and a new vampire friend are, I think his name was Absalom, maybe.
Great name.
Isn't that like a word? Doesn't that mean something?
Absalom?
Absalom?
It sounds biblical.
That's why I asked you. Don't you like know the Bible by heart?
Wow.
I thought you like
Beyza.
knew the Bible.
Yeah, no, I put that information. I listen, my brain is
I thought you read it while you washed the dishes with your cross necklace on.
Mhm.
Never mind. It's okay. You don't have to answer that. And they're digging up the bones. Okay, the bones are being
Digging up
dug.
them bones.
Bones dig it. Literally,
Digging up
it's
them
very
bones.
that.
Yep.
It's very that. Buffy is at the Bronze, and she's very mean to Angel, mean to everyone as usual during this episode, and she begins a slow sensual dance with Xander.
Slow sensual.
It's very slow and sensual.
Mhm.
Hey, if I was Xander, the dishes would be dirty.
Dishes would be dirty. Almost watching it,
Filth.
the dishes are dirty.
They'd be
genuinely
like black. Like covered in tar.
just what is it called?
They'd be melting. They would be melting.
No, there's just like cracks and like moss
Yes.
growing. I have to tell you, I love that they didn't just like have her dance with Xander and then it was done.
Yeah.
They took like
They took
that
their time.
full 2-minute song and they had a whole thing. And I don't know. It was one of those moments where I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so uncomfortable to watch. But then it like is just kind of like good. Like,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but like they did a good job staging that, choreographing that, shooting
Yeah.
that, acting that. It was all so well done. The music was
Yeah.
perfect. And it just like by the end of it, you're really like into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's so good and well done.
You're really into it. And then when she's like, don't you wish I had like thanked you for saving my life? And I was like, that's mother. That is mother in like
that's stepmother.
it's giving
stepmother.
It's giving mom telling you to do the dishes. Like it is.
Yeah.
It's like wow. Yeah, it's a lot.
So
and
good.
I just it's the power move that we all wanted.
Yeah. She's yep. She's
It's
in
very
her power
good.
top
And
era for sure.
Power top era, and like Angel and Willow are watching the entire time, and it's like drama.
But again, you have to hand it to her. I mean, it's like she these are all people who mean something to her on some level, and they're people that she like completely lost and also put in danger. So there's like an element of like embarrassment. There's also an element of shame, an element of wanting to keep them safe and pushing them away. Like there's such like there is a symphony of feelings here, and she is feeling every note, and I support her in however she chooses to get that out of her system.
Yeah, I think it's also relatable to kind of be in that position and like not want to hurt the people you love and who care about you, but like that's the only way you can push them away, and that's definitely like the vibe here. So relatable as usual. And so Buffy's leaving the Bronze, and outside Cordy kind of confronts her and was like, get the fuck over it. Like, you need to figure your shit out. Which is honestly, I'm so glad it was Cordy to like be the one to do that and not Willow or like not anyone
100%.
else. Because it's like
100%.
none of them really have the balls to like do that to her except for her. That's so I love that moment.
And a lot of people don't understand the behavior. Cordelia like sees it, identifies it, and understands it, and has been through like behavior like that. And it was like such a great character moment for Cordelia that just made me stand her harder than I even do now. Where it's like I'm like, oh my God, like you're such a real one for like identifying that someone that you don't necessarily love is like acting a certain way, and they're acting that certain way because of its trauma, because you've probably also done that yourself.
Yeah.
And you're just wanting to like, you're doing them a favor by just being like, hey, just move on, get over it. This is me doing you a favor. Like it was such a real human thing, and also just like a beautiful thing. I don't know. Cordy remains that bitch to me.
She's the goat.
Her.
Yeah, she's everything. And then she gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Well, my girl. Shout out to my girl. She gets kidnapped. At least she was like spitting some facts beforehand.
She was. Before if you gotta go out, you go out speaking truth to power.
You go out thrown into a basement with Miss Calendar, who is fully unconscious. And meanwhile, Buffy walks up to the grave that holds the bones of the master, and it's fully dug up. Drama.
I'd be so pissed. I'd be
scared. I'd be shitting. I'd be shitting in that grave.
I'd
shitting.
Just poop in the grave. I would be so mad at Giles. And I don't know. I'd just be fucking pissed. I would be mad at Giles. I'm gonna say it. And I'm not saying he did anything wrong. I'm just saying I would be mad.
I'd be mad at everyone and also myself, because I'm like, well, and like obviously at the end of the episode they pulverize the bones, or Buffy does, and I'm like, why didn't we do this?
Why didn't we burn them, put them into an urn, and
but you know why?
It's because and put it in the ocean.
You learn from your mistakes, and that's what Buffy is. So you learn, you live, you slay.
I thought that's what you said.
Oh my God, I said you learn from your mistakes.
Right.
Well,
yeah, no, it's a good point, and we love growth, and I hope we never see that happen again, because honestly, it's embarrassing mostly for Giles. He should have known better.
He's the daddy.
But I do kind of like how
he's
he's the G-man. What can you expect? I like how they kind of referenced it, where he's like, yeah, well, that's like not common, and like there's like that'd be really tricky, and like not like I like that they at least acknowledged that in universe.
It was a possibility, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that it was like kind of a dumb move, but like he just figured it would be fine, which fair. I think a lot of things will be fine, and then they're not.
So true, Queen. So true. That is so relatable. So it's my favorite line is coming up. So we're at lunch the next day, and Giles shares Xander and Willow's concern about Buffy, who shows up to tell them about the grave being dug up. We have a grave digger. And Willow spells out bitch, like she's spelling out bitch. And Xander says a bitka?
It was so good.
I have been saying that for the last week because it like is seared into my brain, and I just like I gotta hand it to him. He's dumb, but I love that dumb bitch. I love that dumb bitka. He's
really like he's growing into his himbo era really beautifully. The bitka line really also
he's filling out his shirts really well.
It's giving full himbo.
It's full. The himbolinis are full. And later on, like we said, Giles remembers some revivification ritual. Say that 5 times fast, okay? And Buffy is pissed. Mommy's mad. Mommy's with the maggots now. Yeah, Master is literally the mommy with the maggots. Like, actually.
100%. Also, Greta Van Fleet released a song called Meet the Master, and it's all I think about is Buffy with that song.
If Greta Van Fleet were a band, they would have a song in Buffy. Easy.
100%.
If they were a band back then, easily.
I also added that slow dance song to my playlist.
It is a good song. There's some great music.
They have that They like that French new wavy pop, like
Yeah.
sound. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like it's
It's
good.
very
It's good.
fun. It's super fun. Um, oh God. Then, a lot is going on.
Buffy enters her torture era.
She is a tortured soul. And that night the Scoobies also learned that the one of the revivification rituals for the Master is the blood of the people who are closest to the deceased thing. I wouldn't say person, but thing. And Buffy assumes it would be her, since she and the Master kind of killed each other. And there is suddenly Cordelia's watch, which is wrapped around a large rock, sails through the library window. And it includes a message calling Buffy to the bronze, or they'll kill Cordy. And she leaves, and we obviously can deduce that it's a trap.
Yeah, which I really appreciated the fact that it was like a reverse trap moment, because I
Yeah.
was like, again, it's one of those things where it's like, especially in season 1, like this was less so, but I love how like anytime I question the writing, I have to give praise to the writing. Every time I question the writing,
who wrote this show?
I don't know. I think it was AI.
I think it was Chat GPT.
It was Chat GPT for sure. FS for sure.
Yeah.
But every time I question the writing, I'm like, oh wait, actually, like this is every time I think I have it figured out, I'm like, oh no, they actually had a better idea. Thank God, because
Chat GPT is sneaky that way.
it's sneaky that way, and AI is a dangerous thing. But AI, it did a wonderful job of chunking out a show.
AI, we saw the dangers of AI in season 1 with Willow's boyfriend.
You know what? It is probably that AI
that wrote the show.
Yeah.
The entire show.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love real life.
It was my non-binary demon robot.
Yes.
Friend.
Oh my God. Kind of a good band name.
Non-binary demon robot.
Oh my God, we get canceled so fast. Should we do it?
Oh.
Maybe we'll be we can rewrite Buffy and put one of our songs in there in an episode.
That sounds great. That sounds great.
Great. You start working on that.
I will.
Okay. So the traps are trapping. And outside the bronze,
It's giving trap.
It's giving trap. Buffy tries to pick a little fight with Angel, who's ignoring her. And inside they find just one vampire who's trying to pretend she's Cordelia. And the trap. It's giving trap. It's giving ruse.
It's giving trap. It's giving hoodwink.
It's giving hoodwink Mama Boots. And at the same time, Giles realizes that the foreign text actually said that the ritual requires the blood of those physically nearest to the Master who died. In other words, Giles, Willow, Cordelia, and Miss Calendar. And then everyone looks at each other and they're like, row. It's so funny. And several vampires emerge from the shadows.
Yeah, there was no way that was gonna work. Yeah.
Ain't no way, bestie. They do in the shadows. What she does in the shadows. Buffy returns to the library to find a bloody Xander who warns that if anything happens to Willow, he will kill her. Which is like, bro, that is like an insane thing to say to someone.
It's an insane thing to say to someone, and like I get that. Like, I mean, also like, well, it's just like toxic man behavior. Like, it's so crazy because I'm like, you guys just had this whole dance at the bronze, and like, yeah, she was like fucking with you or whatever, but like, she's also like your friend. You've been through a lot together. I don't know if I'd escalate it to the level of murder, personally speaking.
And he, like, kind of knowing Xander's character, I would assume he's just upset because he couldn't defend Willow. Like, he's not man enough to defend
it's
her.
like, yeah, no, exactly.
Lots of layers, but saying you're gonna kill Buffy is like, that's intense. That's an
also,
intense thing to say.
Even if
he said it intensely.
Even if he put his whole pussy into that for sure. Yeah. For sure. If my least favorite person in the city of Chicago, you might know who you are.
Who she is.
if they happen to be a chosen one. Well, first of all, maybe I should stop. I wouldn't kill anyone, but I definitely wouldn't threaten to kill someone in general. And then especially if they were like a chosen one that was like protecting the city of Chicago, I definitely wouldn't threaten violence. Because A, they kick my ass, and B, I need them to keep the city safe. Would you kill Batman, Beyza?
I just
For
think
the
that's a
money.
little strange.
If the money was good. Okay.
I just think that's a little strange.
There's a point in there somewhere. Someone got it.
It's there. Let us know if you got it.
And let us know if you are calling the police.
Yes. We would like the heads up. I have nothing to do with this. I have absolutely nothing to do with this. They go back to the vampire at the Bronze, who Buffy is torturing into a confession of where the ritual will take place.
Cross in mouth. Ooh. Oh, the Catholic in me.
I'm going to church. I'm joining choir group. I'm reading the what's it called? The Bible. I'm going to, what else do Christians do? Catholic?
They watch Terry Joe live on TikTok.
I do that already. Oh my god, easy. Done. I also love her outfit in this moment, in this scene, where she has like the lace white top and the leather jacket.
And that leather jacket. There's
moment of silence. Oh, yeah. Hey, she can stick a cross in my mouth.
Any orifice. She can pick where she wants to put it, and I'll
open it up, lube it up. And she says, or yeah, dealer's choice. This is like, we should be in prison for this.
I think this is the horniest episode of Hellmouth Homos, and you know what? I want to have it any other way. I think this is an energy we should welcome in future episodes.
I'm sweating. I'm fully sweating right now.
It would take an episode titled "When She Was Bad."
Yeah,
for us to get to hear. It's true. They did it to us. We're just reporting. We're just reporting the news.
Would you say this is the hottest episode of the show so far?
100%.
I think so.
100%.
Okay. Well,
100%.
let's keep that in there. Okay. She also says, "I'm gonna kill them all." That ought to distract them. So like,
power top.
Yeah. Absolutely. At an abandoned factory, Buffy interrupts the ritual, staking all the vamps involved, and the Anointed One is like whisked away by like a tiny little boy.
By the Secret Service.
Literally, it's giving Hillary Clinton. And while Angel and Xander rescue the others who are hanging down, I have a very big brain, and I made a note that this is the 5th Giles knockout
count. Thank you.
5. This man would be at his age.
Yeah, the brain can't take that kind of hit. The G-Man would be D-Man.
Would be brain dead, literally. Like, actually.
Wait, I also have to just like give my flowers to the directors or whoever staged this part of the performance, the show. Yeah. Because I think the way that they blocked it, like that they staged like all three of them hanging up, it was so cool. And the way they were like brought in, it was just like really unique and really like creative and just like interesting to look at. So I just thought that was awesome. I wanted to honor that.
Thank you for creating the space where I felt like I could give you the opportunity to acknowledge that.
Thank you for creating this brave space for us.
Yes. Thank you, ChatGPT. With the master's skeleton laid over a table, Buffy destroys it with a motherfucking sledgehammer.
Just going out completely metal.
And everyone's just like literally.
Everyone's like, is she gonna be okay?
Hey, is she good? Like, they are like, yeah, they're maybe one person should have thought of this beforehand, but it's fine. Like, the past is in the past. Like,
thought of destroying the bones. Yeah. Giles is like, let me just like put this perfect, like I'm gonna put all 206 bones. How many bones are there?
Exactly where they
exactly. I'm gonna lay 200. Them. We'll say ballpark 206.
Well, the master was gay, so he did not have a wrist bone. It just only was. So whatever.
198 bones.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the fact that they gave him a burial is so fucking funny to me. Like, I wish I was there. You know what I mean?
I know. And like a shout out to them for like consecrating the land or whatever. But like, is that enough? Is that in 2000? What year was this come out? 1999. 2000?
97, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, 97.
okay.
Oh,
And in the year of our Lord 1997, do you think that's enough? It's not.
I was 2.
Well, I was 2. I was 2 too. Oh,
Okay. So Buffy begins to cry. Relatable. And Angel hugs her.
and it's just like his hands on her leather jacket clad
His
shoulders.
big hands on her little
I
body.
literally cannot with my love for this fucking man. I
Yeah.
wish it
Heard it all
weren't there,
before.
but it listen, she was 16 years old. She was strong, able, and confident. You die for 2 full minutes.
Are you talking about yourself?
Well, where were you in 2000 and well, you come back to life and everyone else is like unchanged, right? You come back from being killed. Like, I mean, that's an ego blow to say the least. Like, your confidence is gonna shatter because you lost in a very significant way.
Yeah.
All your friends and the entire world is in danger. And then you come back from being dead for 2 minutes and like everyone else just kind of moves on with their lives. You know what I mean? Like everyone else like is changed by it, but to such a smaller degree. So it's like, how do you talk to anyone about that? How do
Yeah.
you process that? You're so
Well,
alone in
and
it.
you can't even talk to your parents about it too, which is like,
No.
and then you have your, deadbeat ass dad who's just like, here, I'll buy you shoes. You'll be fine.
You're like,
You're
perfect.
just a woman.
That's just what I needed, actually.
Thank
After
you.
being dead for 2 minutes and losing to like a
That
demon.
that is dad behavior though. If
Oh,
that
it's
happened to
giving dad.
me, even if I told my dad that happened to me, he'd be like, here's a 20, you know?
He'd be like, listen, we can order some Jimmy John's,
Yes, very
extra
that.
cucumber.
Domino's, you get a medium Domino's pizza.
Yeah, let's treat ourselves to a medium tonight.
Absolutely. That was literally us Saturday night.
And it was like 11:45
It was
p.m.
juicy. That was
It was
juicy.
so good. It was worth every bite.
You
That
know
shit
what?
was.
Maybe that would save me. That would cure my depression, actually.
You know what? Maybe that is a good dad move.
I'm just saying. Yeah, the girls are crying, and the next day Buffy talks with Giles about her fear of facing her friends again after treating them so badly and
so
putting them in
good.
danger. I know. And he tells her she can't hide from them forever and assures that this was hardly the worst mistake she'll ever make, which is very good advice. Like that's
It
it's just true. And like if the people who like you are around when you make those mistakes stick around, it shows that they're going to be around. And
Yep.
Buffy reluctantly enters class where Willow and Xander saved her a seat, and they joke around and make plans for the night, which is very sweet and cute.
It is another like hats off to the chat GPT because I am so happy it wasn't like, oh, she had a major breakdown and then her friends are like, oh, it's fine. Like there was no need for an apology and there also was no need for forgiveness. It's just everyone's moving on together because like some of that shit just doesn't matter sometimes. Like you just love each other and just gonna move through it. So I like that. And I like that she was like, she didn't just bounce back. She's still different. And she's again, they're still allowing her to be in this place where she's like not like just back to season 1 Buffy. I love it. I love it. And also shout out to Cordy for saying the hardest part of all of that was just the blood stains.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love that. And Calendar's just like, yeah, that was for sure the hardest part.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. So I love them talking to each other is so
I do too.
funny.
I want more of that. Honestly,
I do
could
too.
ship it. Could ship it.
I could ship anything at this point.
Period.
But anyone but Buffy and Xander. Literally anything
and
else
Buffy
goes.
and Giles.
Obviously.
Anti.
Convict.
Convict.
You know, Akon? No. Whenever
yes,
I say
do.
that. Oh, okay. Whenever I say that, everyone looks at me like, what? What did she say?
He literally says it. What did he say? Convict. Gaga.
Exactly. Thank you for also being gay. I appreciate you.
You are welcome for being gay. Thanks for thanking me for being gay.
We need more of that nowadays.
Let's this June, thank a gay for being gay. Thank a gay for being that way.
Exactly. And maybe this is the Buffy only summer.
You guys, as
we're talking about it.
We are considering it's our time.
In every generation, there are 2 gay people who love Buffy, who only want to talk about Buffy. Yeah.
And we are the step gays that stepped up. Okay. We are the step queers that stepped up that need to maximize the Buffy content and minimize the non-Buffy content for at least 3 months this summer. This summer, 2 gays.
That's really good.
Oh, thank you, face.
Okay, let's finish this. Meanwhile, at the factory, the anointed
Oh, I
one
forgot.
is so funny. Gazes at the scene of destruction and says, "I hate that girl. I really don't like that girl." With his whole little ass voice. Like, he literally looks like the "Mom, I threw up" meme.
I know.
He's
And,
like so little.
I hate to say this, but they really just like cast a random kid. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes, absolutely.
I mean no disrespect, but like this isn't like Stranger Things. This isn't Noah Schnapp at 9.
No.
This is like just some boy picking up a
He
skull
was
going,
on.
I really hate that.
He was literally on the street and like lost his mom, and ChatGPT just took him. He like keeps him in a cage.
ChatGPT sends a message through the ether. There is a boy on the corner.
Take the boy.
Take the boy.
Literally give him a bowl cut. And that's the episode. That is like what a juicy. Eat
In
that
the words of
lunch.
Greta Van Fleet, what a day to meet the maker and the master. What a day to meet the master. And I cannot wait to see how this turns out. What's that from? Oh, it's RuPaul. She's like, I cannot wait to see how this turns out. Anyways, I'm excited. Looking forward to the rest of the season. How are you feeling, Beyza?
Same. I'm feeling good. I'm really excited for our next episode called School Hard.
Is that episode 3?
That is episode 3.
Great.
So we'll be skipping 2 right onto 3, and you can expect that on May 17th. And it might spike your heart rate. This episode might.
Oh, really?
Might spike it.
Oh, am I finally being Spike?
Ooh.
I have heard that Spike is going to be like my freshest hyperfixation. That's what I've been told.
I am genuine. Like, I
Genuinely
am
worried.
scared.
Yeah.
I am
Is it going to be
genitally
one of those
worried.
like? Is it going to be one of those like? Well, the boy I shouldn't stand, but I'd stand type of thing.
That is like if you look that up in the dictionary, it's a
blueprint.
picture of him. It is a picture of him.
Okay.
So hey, I'm sweating. It's time to go. Thank you
Yeah, I'm
so
too.
much for listening to this episode of HELLMOUTH HOMOS, and we hope
Thank
you had a hell of a time,
a
babes.
hell of a time, homo.
Be sure to keep up with us through Instagram at LGBTQVHS and Twitter if you still fucking have that. FearQueersPod, and you can email us at fearqueers@gmail.com. Please rate and review the show and comment on our YouTubes and let us know what you're looking forward to and what you thought of the episode. And anything else?
Until next time. No, that was perfect. That was great. I
Okay.
just got to sit here and watch, and I forgot what Zoom sweats were like. But you're right. I mean, there's a sweat element to this.
Indeed.
Let's never do it again.
Well, until next time.
Slay. Right.
If the apocalypse comes, beat me.